What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the preview for Manchester United versus Real Sociedad in the reverse fixture at Old Trafford. It's all or nothing on this game. The chicken, the eggs in the basket, absolutely everything. The question is, Sam, does that second half against Arsenal give you enough confidence that we will get the job done on Thursday night?
In a word, no. Because how many times have we been here before where we've had a slight decent performance and then we've just totally shit the bed in the next game, especially when it's integral to our season or advancing in a competition or moving up the table, what have you. So, yeah, it does not have any bearing on if I have any more confidence or what have you. So, I think the fact that Sociedad looks so shite, again, like when we played them, they look really bad. If we could pull anything out like we did in the second half, we could pull anything like that for the majority of this game, we should go through. However, if we show up like we did after they scored that penalty or in the first half against Arsenal, we're probably going out of the Europa League on Thursday.
Yeah, don't forget when we did the post-match review of the Arsenal game, Old Man Chivy did warn us that don't get your hopes up, and we've been here before with the Liverpool game, with the City game, with the Arsenal game, and then we went and lost to the likes of Brighton, etc., and other team, Crystal Palace as well. So yeah, that could really be the season killer, couldn't it? If we go out on Thursday, I think that is season over in it effectively. That's how I feel, at least.
Yeah, I don't think you're recovering from that. I just think it's like, what else do we have to try and finish as high in the Premier League as possible? The lofty heights of 12th, it's not getting any better after that.
No, I agree. Just going back to the Sociedad game, and again, it's a question for everyone else who's watching as well. What did we struggle with, do you think? Because I felt like we did all right up until the point when Bruno got that yellow card, the penalty, with the handball, the absolute nonsense decision.
Yeah.
We was all right up until then, weren't we? I think Sociedad were a little bit underwhelming.
Yeah, they were really poor. Didn't offer anything. Like, they just looked like they were happy to sit in and just not bother thing. I just think, we just didn't create enough gilt-edged chances. Like, there was some half chances in there. There was a couple of moments where we were getting in, but nothing like, like Arsenal, where there was like 3 chances where we should have put a goal away. Like the Mazraoui one, the Bruno one right at the very end, and then what was the other one? There was one more. The Xerxes flick.
Oh,
no, I mean, you could argue the Højlund ones as well.
Plenty to choose from.
Yeah, so if we created some of those, then I'd be like, yeah, that's why it didn't happen. But I don't think we created enough of those. Like the one goal we did score was the cutback, and Xerxes puts it in.
And the keeper should have done better on that as well.
Yeah, piss poor on the keeper as well. So I think if we create the chance, some opportunities like we did against Arsenal, we just need to put 1 or 2 of those away. And I think the game will be ours. However, if we don't, and then Sociedad do score a goal or they get another stupid decision, I think our heads drop, because we just don't seem to be able to, like, when a team comes back, we don't seem to be able to, like, push on and, like, mentally wise get back into the game. It just seems to be a weird thing that happens to us. So yeah, it's a bit strange. It's really strange. I don't know why we didn't win that game, because we did everything but win that game pretty much.
Well, it all depends on who's available, right? And who we can have in the midfield, defence and attack. Now, Ugarte could return to the lineup. He's had a 2-game absence. He may be fit enough to start. Ruben Amorim spoke about that in the press conference. Lenny Yoro required, obviously, an assessment after being withdrawn against Arsenal. Aiden Heaven came on for him, performed pretty well. So who knows? He could get an opportunity. But Bayende, Ahmad, Evans, Maguire, Mainu, Lissandro, Mason Mount, Luke Shaw are all still out. Have we got enough to get it over the line, do you think, with them players out in this squad?
Because we have got Dorgu back, which is good.
Yeah.
He was missing from the Arsenal game, so it means Dallo don't have to play at left wing back, which terrifies me.
Yeah.
So I think he's an important thing. Garnacho looked good on the right hand side. I really liked Garnacho on the right hand side, so I'd like to see that continue. He seems to have a good relationship with Mazraoui, but I assume Dallo's going to play that right-hand side, which annoys me.
Yeah.
I would drop Dallo I'd play Mazraoui there, Dorgu left back. That's what I would do personally, but I don't think he's going to do that because centre back wise we're a bit short as well. So I think he might push Mazraoui into there. Although we've seen Dalot play in this centre back position, he did all right, didn't he? Like I thought he did all right. Yeah. So yeah, and then attack wise, again, limited options. It is what it is, isn't it? It's Højlund, Xerxes, Garnacho. That's it. That's who you've got, and that's who you're gonna have to play. Like Cheeto's not available, so it's just like that's who you've got.
Do you remember a point under Erik ten Hag when predicting the lineups was almost impossible because of the injuries and stuff? It'd be like, you go to predict it and it'd be Evans and Casemiro at centre back, and you're like, what the fuck? Now at the moment, it's very easy to predict the majority of our team, because we are so light up top, like you said. One consistent player who's always there and who's always putting in numbers at the moment, and you know exactly who I'm going to say, is Bruno Fernandes. Obviously had a good turn of form lately. People at the club, this is what I was reading before, I think Samuel Luckhurst put it out, that since the red card against Wolves, I think it was, he's just kind of got this thing about him where he wanted to turn it around. Now, scored the only goal against Arsenal, which was an incredible free kick. People talk about the wall and the yardage and all that kind of shit. Get to fuck. But then scored the only goal against Fulham in the FA Cup, got an assist in the Ipswich game, was pivotal in both goals for Everton, and got the assist from Maguire's last-minute goal against Leicester as well, and the list goes on and on and on. Has he officially shut up his critics now?
Yeah, I don't think he should have got the criticism, not the level of criticism that he's got. I think he deserves criticism game to game in certain games where we've criticised him, like he's not played well enough, or like he's passing, or the whinging and stuff, which I think is fair criticism. But I think the pile on from especially former United pundits, which is the weirdest thing, like Neville, Keane, Scholes, like they're just all like, just for some reason they go at United so hard. Like I don't get it. I really don't get it. So I think that criticism was unfair. Like it really was unfair. And another thing is just like, he may or may not be captain material, but Roy Keane is judging him by the standards that he was at. And this team is nowhere near that. This team is not, like, we're not at that level. So to judge him in that standard is really unfair. And also, who else is there in this team that would be a captain? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, everybody who's got leadership qualities is brand new. Like, Onana's brand new, De Ligt brand new. Lissandro, he's been injured for the last 2 seasons on and off, so you can't really rely on him. Casemiro, you don't really want to make him captain, do you? He's not going to be here long enough. Rashford, no. And it's just like, who else is there? Bruno's the only option. Like, you took it off Maguire, so Bruno's the only option. Luke Shaw's never available, so you can't give it to him. Bruno's the only option. He's the only one.
I do think De Ligt eventually could fill that role. You know, in a few years' time, I think when he gets matures a little bit, 26, 27, I can see him as that kind of characteristic profile, always available, puts his body on the line, and he's consistent now. He's starting to grind a bit of consistency out of his game, so I would like to see that. And obviously, Bruno's not going to be here forever. He's, especially with the way he plays, he's 30 now, innit, I think. So, you know, when he starts getting 33, 34, I think that could be a decision that, you know, they eventually end up making. But, I think it's interesting coming into this, obviously, with the outside noise at the moment, Sam, you've got a lot of stuff going on with the stadium, and that's been announced today, which me and Shreyas covered at 12 o'clock, like, extensively. There was a lot of stuff to get through with that. But that seems to have brought maybe a bit more of positivity after, obviously, you had all the protests. So it's like from one end of the spectrum to the other. How much do you think the fans will be up for this one and the atmosphere to help with this game? Because if I was the manager going into this now and I did the presser, that's the first thing I'd do, you know. I'd be like, I want the fans. I'd say, fans, if you turn up to the stadium, be as loud as fuck. Be as loud as possibly you can. We need any advantage we can, right, to get through this. Try use it at home.
Yeah. Like, I think the atmosphere when we started playing in the second half against Arsenal, I thought that was probably the best atmosphere we've had for a while. So if we can get anywhere near that, but that's, again, it's a give and take, isn't it? Like, the fans have got to get behind the team and push the team, but the team has got to put performance on the pitch for the fans to get behind at the same time. It's not just, fans do it and then the players drop the ball and then you just keep expecting the fans to show up and support you no matter what. Like, you have to show something on the pitch, and for most of the season, most of these players haven't shown it on the pitch. Like, the performances have been poor, results have been, I'd say, poor to absolutely abysmal. And then there's a couple of dotted around decent performances like the Arsenal, Liverpool, and stuff like that. But apart from that, it's been mostly awful. So I think it's give and take. So I think if the players can show a bit of fight and character like they did in the second half against Arsenal, the fans will get behind them naturally. But if you show up like you did in the first half, or you show up like you did against Southampton for most of that game, the atmosphere is going to be dead. Like it's just going to be dead. And there's no Ahmad to pull us out of the mud this time. It's Bruno. If Bruno don't create something or score,
I can guarantee he will tomorrow. You know, I can. Put money on it.
I don't know where else we're going to get something from if he doesn't. So,
no, I agree. But fortunate for us, I mean, Sociedad, their in-between game was against Sevilla at home, I think it was, and they lost 1-0 without really offering much in the game when you look at the statistics. They do, however, have Zubamendi, I think, back in the team. He played some minutes against Sevilla as well, so that's, you know, kind of a bit of both positive and negative. But again, travelling to Manchester, I don't think Sam would be necessarily worried about the stadium like they would back in the day. I think they might think, well, they've been shit at home, so we can have a go. I think that'd be the attitude, won't it?
Like there's been worse teams that like this Sociedad's a poor team at the minute from all accounts in this season so far. I know they've got some good players, but we've had worse teams come to Old Trafford this season, and we've not managed to beat them. Like that FC20 team is the lowest ranked team in the Europa League, and we struggled to a 1-1 draw. Like, and I think Sociedad have got better players than they have. So they look at that. They look at Southampton, who on course to finish on the worst points history in Premier League history, and they put a beating on us for about 80 odd minutes.
Yeah,
and then before Ahmad pulled us out of the mud. So yeah, if I was Sociedad, I'd be like, look at their form at home. Look at the teams that they've struggled to beat. Like, we can do that. We could definitely put it on them. So, and they're not like Arsenal, where they're going to play on the front foot and dominate possession, where United can sit back and counter. Like, United are going to have to take the game to them. They're going to have most of the possession, and that's why we struggle.
They might do that to us. They might try it in us on the counter attack. I know they're not necessarily that kind of team, but if they're looking to exploit us and get out, I think that's probably a strategy I would go with, to be fair. The thing is with Sociedad, there wasn't any real individuals, was there, on the pitch that they've got that scare you? Do you know, sometimes you come up against a team and they're like, you know, they might be a pretty average team, but they have that one player that you're like, oh, fucking hell, I can't be asked with that. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like they had that. There was, apart from was the one player who came on in like the 75th on the right hand side.
Oh, he put the cross in. He put the cross in, didn't
he was a little bit like, oh, we need to, you know, lock him down. But apart from that, I thought he was quite shit, wasn't there? As the natural side, surprised me.
Oyazabal, I know he scored the penalty, but wasn't really there.
Did nothing.
Obviously Zubamendi was missing. What's the Japanese guy? Kobu? Is that his name? Kubo.
Yeah.
He showed
he had a bit.
Things,
but
not really. He didn't really cause us the amount of problems. Yeah. And then their goalkeeper let him down. Their goalkeeper was shocking.
Yeah.
Like, he really let him down. So yeah, Zubamendi aside, they didn't really offer much. It's not like, you know, where we played Porto and is it Omario?
Sami Omaridian.
Omaridian. He just absolutely tore us to pieces. Like, just fucking ruined us. Like, and you just look at him going, we have to shut him down. He is a problem. He's a big fucking problem. Like, Sociedad don't have that person. Like, they're just not really in the team. I say that now, and Zubamendi will just tear us to pieces.
Typical curse. Yeah. Well, he would be the one when we're looking at ones to watch in this game. Zubamendi is the one for Real Sociedad. You've got to shut him down, and that's why I'm hoping Ugarte is playing. But to be fair, even if Ugarte is, I think Casemiro. Maybe it's because we were sitting deeper against Arsenal and he's a little bit playing more to his strengths. Maybe you do need an Ugarte to come in and kind of do that Ander Herrera role on Zubamendi and to stop him playing. Because he has that volume, Ugarte, doesn't it? Like, he just gets about the pitch. He's got that decent output. So Zubamendi be the one for me for Real Sociedad that I'm looking at. But for United, I think Garnacho, like you touched on before, on that right-hand side, that's an interesting one. Because I think he performs better on the right, me personally.
Yeah. Well, we said it. I don't know if we said it on the. Did we say it on a live or did we say it in the chat? But basically, when he's on the right, it forces him to cross the ball because he can't cut in. He can't cut in and like things, which is what he does on the left consistently. And he caused a few. Like, I think he he put in the ball for the Xerxes flick?
Yes.
Is he the one who put it in?
Yeah.
So like stuff like that. But if you could put a couple more of those balls in for like a Xerxes, a Hoyland, or whoever's arriving in the box, it'll cause problems in that box. Like if you put a ball into a danger area, it causes issues because either the striker gets at the end of it, or United player, or the defender for Sociedad tries to clear it and it ends up the back of his own net. Like, or the keeper comes out. Like, it just causes so many issues. But when you cut inside or you try and win, the defender will just block you out and the chance goes. So I think he can offer that on that right-hand side. And then at the left-hand side, obviously, you got Dorgu back, who likes to overlap, who likes to run that thing.
Threat on both sides, then. Yeah.
If you put Xerxes in that left 10, he's obviously going to come inside, which is going to leave the space for Dorgu to go down. So that works really well as well. So I think that's what you need. Balance. And I think that'll work really well if we play Garnacho on the right-hand side. So Dorgu, Garnacho will be two really key people who will make things happen, be more productive. And then Bruno, obviously, as well, he's a key player. Like, he's the one who's going to make everything tick and get a goal if we manage to get a goal.
Yeah, it's all or nothing, really, into this game, innit? The more I think about it, the more I'm like, oof, you lose this game. I think that's a real... You win it, though. I think you got Lyon in the next round. I think they're beatable for me, personally. I think you can beat them.
They're poor at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah. And then I don't know who you play in the semi-finals, who that would be. I'm not sure on the tournament bracket.
Let me look at the Europa League bracket. Let's see how this.
Because then it's... I know in the final, obviously, it's the opposite side of the tournament thing, and so we could play, I don't know, Alkmaar, Tottenham, whoever it is, but I'm just not sure about the first couple of ones. But we could have a really... This is probably the best time in the Europa League to go and win it.
Yeah.
Even if you're an average team, because there are no really good teams in this Europa League, which is crazy to say.
So the other side of the bracket, like the ones we were playing, so you got Rangers and Fenerbahce. So Rangers are 3-1 up against Fenerbahce in the first leg. Yeah. And then Roma have beaten Athletic Bilbao 2-1. So if we beat Lyon, we'd get Athletic Bilbao, Roma, and or Rangers.
Yeah.
I don't see Fenerbahce coming back from that, to be honest with you. But yeah, so Rangers, we've already beat them. So they're doable. And then Athletic Bilbao, obviously you got Nico Williams if they get through that. And then Roma, again, they're not the Roma who they were like years ago. So I think they're beatable. So I think all three of those teams are beatable. Like I think you can beat all of those teams. And then when you get into like the semi-final, you're looking at like, Tottenham, AZ. Oh no, hold on.
AZ Alkmaar won, didn't they? Beat Tottenham.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work. All right, here we go. Yeah, so we get Lyon, and then them, and then in the final we could get Spurs, Alkmaar, Frankfurt, Ajax, probably Bodo Glimt, Lazio, or Victoria Pleasing. Again, all beatable. Like,
I think Lazio and Frankfurt are the two where I'm like,
yeah,
that could be interesting.
Yeah, but Frankfurt have lost their best player, Marmouche, so I think that's that threat gone. And then Lazio, I don't know enough about them. I've not followed them this year, so I'm not sure like what their threat is.
I'm just going off the finishing. I think they finished top or second, just above us in the standings. So I'm just going off that. Basically, like the points they've accumulated, but it's winnable. I don't care what anyone says. This tournament is definitely winnable. Now, let's do some quick fire questions. So, does this game specifically go to extra time and penalties?
Fucking hope not.
Do you think now, in your heart of hearts, do you think it'll be straight? No.
No. Okay. Yeah, I think it'll finish in normal time.
Okay. Zubamendi or Ugarte?
Ooh, it's different players though, isn't it? Really different.
Same position.
I know, but Ugarte he's a fire extinguisher. He puts stuff out. He makes tackles, interceptions.
Both work together, which is why
Zubamendi is more of a playmaker, isn't he? Like he makes things happen. He's passing. At the minute, I think we need a Zubamendi more, but I love Ugarte. I think Ugarte is one of my favorite players at the minute.
Do we score first?
That's
a no.
I'd say no.
Yeah. Do both teams score in this game?
Yes.
And your prediction for man of the match, please.
Bruno.
Of course it is. He's going to want to... I'm confident with this game. I'm not going to do my score prediction, but I am confident. Right, talk us through your team then, Sam. Why you've gone with a certain player.
Let me just get my chat up and remember what I actually put in the chat because I forgot. Onana, obviously, because we don't have a single goalkeeper fit. So obviously he starts. And to be honest, I say this now, he's not made a mistake the last couple of games.
Oh, don't. Why have you done, Sam?
I know.
You know you're not to do that.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Fuck's sake, man.
Anyway, you can clip that up when he inevitably makes a mistake now. Dallo on the right hand side, I don't want it, but it's going to happen.
Yeah,
but it's going to happen. Mazraoui is going to fill in at right centre back because Maguire's a doubt. Don't think he's going to play. Yoro's obviously gone out as well, so I think you're limited in who you could play there. De Ligt in the middle, and I think he'll stick Aiden Heaven in because I thought he had a really good performance against Arsenal in those 45 minutes. Lenny Yoro's out, so I think Aiden Heaven comes in because I don't want to see Lindelof in there. I don't want to see it. Dorgo on the left, fantastic, great to be back, and I think he'll cause a lot of things. Casemiro and Bruno, because again, there's doubts over Ugarte, so I don't know what's happening there. So I've gone Casemiro and Bruno. Xerxes, Garnacho, because there is nobody else, and Højlund up top because there's nobody else. So
which is the answer to like 8 players out of the 11, and there's nobody else, basically. That's why we're doing it. I've gone a little bit different. I do think, again, this is predicted, not what we want. I think Lindelof will still stay in that centre half, like he did against Arsenal. I think it'll be De Ligt on the right-hand side, Mazraoui as the left-sided centre half. And then I think it'll be Dallo, Ugarte, Bruno, and Dorgu on the left. And then the same front three as what you've put with Xerxes, Højlund, and Garnacho for obvious reasons. And even if you wanted to play Gido, you can't because he's not registered in the thing. So that's the team that I've gone with. Now, it's the almighty score prediction. Who goes? Do you want me to go first or are you going first?
You go first.
I go first. I'll start off with some positivity. I think United win this game 2-0.
What, in normal time?
Yep.
Interesting.
I think we win it 2-0. I'm confident.
Okay.
Chivy's sat there now behind the keyboard saying, what did I say to you? I warned you, boy. I warned you.
While he's eating his ice cream. Oh, God.
You think we're going to lose, don't you? I can see it in your eyes.
No. I think it's a possibility, but...
We don't sit on the fence of this channel, Sam.
No, I know. Fuck it. I say we win 3-1.
3-1? My goodness me. I thought mine was positive.
I think they score first and then just panic in shoes on the group chat and everybody else. And we're like, we're going out of this. We'll score an equaliser. And then second half, we'll get at them and we'll get 2 goals.
In a weird way, it plays... I don't want it to go like that. But in a weird way, it plays into our hands when teams score first because you've got the Stretford end, you've got the second half, you've got like
it forces us to play.
Like forces our hand in it. It's like we're kind of like a bit nervy and unconfident.
When we start, we're just playing it around, aren't we? We're just horseshoeing it for about 20 minutes and nothing happens. And then at some point, somebody will make a mistake or mistime a tackle and they'll get a goal. Yeah. And they'll get a goal, and then it's just like, oh shit, we have to play now. And we'll start making attacks, and we'll start like having a go at stuff. So yeah, it happened under Ollie. Remember? Do you remember under Ollie? Every fucking week we'd go behind, and then every week I'd be like, I'm not worried because we'll score and we'll win this game. It happened every week.
If Onana and Dallo don't make a mistake or have a lapse in concentration, it goes with such a more significant chance of winning this game, percentage-wise. If, hopefully. Lucky Singh saying we need double amount of goals. Please do smash like on the video, by the way, if you've just joined, and subscribe to the channel. Chivy saying we said it on the live, he's forced to be productive rather than cutting in on his right foot. Obviously alluding to Alejandro Garnacho. I thought it was in the chat that we put it, but fair enough.
Okay.
Andy Williams saying all beatable, but depends on us. Yeah, we are our worst opponent, aren't we? To be fair, we are our own downfall a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Tim99, who's a Real Red Ultras member, says, yep, 2-0 from me as well. He's been feeling confident. Random guy, the stadium news is heartbreaking. The images look like a massive circus tent. Yeah, let's very quickly, Sam, get your thoughts on that, because obviously you wasn't live with us before, so the news breaking, you've done a lot of coverage on the Instagram if people want to check that out, loads of quotes and stuff in relation to it, all up to date. But yeah, talk us through it a little bit, 5 minutes.
I mean, at least it doesn't look like a bedpan, like a steel bedpan, which is what every other stadium seems to look like Like, no offense to Everton fans, but it looks like a steel toilet bowl. Like, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
The Spurs stadium, it's just all glass and metal. Like, it's a great stadium, like, really thing, but it's just boring architecturally, isn't it? The design is just like, yeah. And that's what all these modern stadiums just seem to be, a really silver bowl. Like, that's what you see.
Like, it's actually done on AI. That's what they look like. That's the way they designed it.
They've just put no effort into design. They've just gone, that works, a little thing. So I like that it looks different. Like, there's been some actual thought gone into the design. The trident with the tent and the thing over the top of it. I like that there's been thought put into design. I like the sustainability factor, that it's solar paneled, so the electricity goes back to thing and it collects rainwater and stuff. So I like that aspect of it.
It'll collect plenty of that.
So yeah, it's Manchester, so you better add. So yeah, I like it. I really, really like the design. It's mad looking, isn't it? If you looked at that, like, you put that picture up, and like, once we built, maybe it doesn't look like that when it's built, but you put that picture up and you go, where's that stadium? Everybody will know exactly what that stadium is. Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody will be like, United, because it's so mad looking, and I like that. Whereas if you put a picture of Everton Stadium up and stuff like that, you're like, I don't really know where that is. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? So it's not for everybody. I'm sure a lot of people look at it and go, it looks fucking awful, circus tent, blah, 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 which I get. I do. I get it. But
that circus thing is a tap in for me, though. Like, there's so many people say it's like, I get it. We're clowns. We're playing like clowns. Circus.
Yeah. I do like some of the jokes that there was one where it's saying that netting's up to catch Dallo's crosses. I like that one. That was fun.
That was that one. That was Aaron actually won it. Who put it in the finger?
No, I think he posted it from Twitter.
Oh, did he post it from thing? Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Funny. And
someone,
go on. I follow on Twitter Simpsons EFL, so it basically will mock anything from the Premier League with a Simpsons GIF or a Simpsons picture. And it's like, so Jim Ratcliffe designing the new stadium. And you know where Homer is thinking about going to clown college, and he's got the mashed potato and he's making it into a set. And it's like, so Jim making the designs for the old Trafford. He's just like, I was just like, yeah, that's nice.
There's been some good memes out of it. Someone put, so on one of the concept pictures that United put up, it says 3-0 on the thing. And he said, that's optimistic, mate, at home. You think we're going to win 3-0 at home? Fucking hell. That really is optimistic.
Do you know the tower, and it's got like a glass thing at the top, and it looks like it's just
away
like
end.
The away end,
yeah.
It's 9,000 steps to get up the fucking away end.
Like St James's Park, isn't it? They might as well like right at the top of the fucking stadium. I was on 5 Live before speaking about this, and he said to me, he gave like a big tee up. And he was like, so all these things and and you know the structure of it looks amazing. What do you think, Nick? And I was like, me personally, I don't like the design. I like the point that you made about it being unique, and that definitely has something to it. For me, just looking at it, I don't know. I don't know what it is about. I can't put my finger on it. It's kind of like, I get the tridents, but it's I don't know.
Do you think it'll grow on you? Like, do you think
maybe
over time? I think, because I know there was that kit, the green kit that I still hate, but over time you liked it, didn't you? You got used to it. I hate that kit. It might be thinking of
actually going to it as well and being there, like, might change your kind of opinion on it. But let's be honest, the experience at Old Trafford at the moment, you go there, the seats feel way too small, the food's shit, everyone's in a rush, everyone's miserable, it's pissing it down. You know, it's kind of, but I think that will bring a change of atmosphere there. It's obviously huge for the economy, bringing in the jobs that it's doing. All them kind of things is great. Still yet to find out how we're going to pay for it, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, that's the biggest question, isn't it? And I'm 6 foot tall and I cannot fit in the seats. Like, it's ridiculous. So if I can sit in a seat and I can fit, I'll be happy with that.
Yeah. Just it's the small things in life, isn't it? I suppose. Yeah. But right. Last few questions. Chewy saying, does Ricemus get a goal, Sam?
I'd say no.
Oh, I agree. Someone said it has 3 points. I like it overall. MUM Tree says Rasmus doesn't score until he moves back to Atalanta in a deal for Edison. Well, we've got it on the news ticker there. Someone's Conte likes Højlund a lot, so maybe there's something in that with Victor Osimhen potentially. And do you know what? I think Conte probably do a good job with him. I think he'd get something out of him. You've seen Lukaku, similar kind of. Do you know what I mean?
McTominay as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Rasmus, read it out. And look at the players Keane and Co had playing with them. It's unnecessary criticism.
Yeah.
Spot on, Pat.
Yeah.
Which player do you think Amorim has improved? That's a good question. I like that. Which player do we think Amorim's improved? Oh, Ahmad for sure. Yeah, the wing back and wherever he plays, definitely Ahmad is the focal point I would look at. I think Xerxes, since he's come in, whether you put it down to Amorim or not, or confidence, he's improved since he first started. Definitely.
I agree.
So I don't know if you would put that down to the coach for me personally.
Yeah.
Who else? I don't know. Delit, I think.
Yeah.
Delit's got better.
Delit to Mazraoui, but I think Mazraoui's been class since he came in.
Class, under 10, to be fair. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Delit was a bit shaky when he came in, wasn't he? He looked a bit not quite at the races, but I think in the last 3 or 4 games, he's been solid. Like, really, really fucking good.
I think Yoro's improving as well.
Yeah, I've just not seen enough of him yet.
Yeah, small sample size, but he's becoming a regular now in the back line. He's trusting him more, I would say.
Yeah. I think Ahmad is the biggest improvement. I think he's the one that's thrived under Amorim. I think he's been the biggest winner.
But we was all pushing for it for so long, though, with Ahmad. We were saying it for ages. Like, we saw him had one cameo with the season under 10 Aggregate against Nottingham Forest.
Because he was so effective. He was more effective than any of our players on the pitch. It's like, why is he not playing? Why is he
so weird? That'd always been a question. I'd love to get Eric in a room and just say, mate, did Ahmad have a picture of your wife or something like that? What's going on? Why was you not playing him?
Did he tell you to fuck off at something? Like, what happened?
Strange. Random saying Bruno too, in my opinion, he looks much more disciplined. I would say in the last few weeks, month or so, he has, But December period, I mean, there was a couple of times he got sent off obviously against Wolves. But since then, he has turned it around and he does look better overall at the minute. But I don't think that's a case of improving him. I think Bruno's got that there anyway, and it's just kind of tapping into it. I think he'll always. I think you could put Bruno Fernandes in any team in the world, and he would get the numbers that he gets. Just in my opinion.
Think if you put him in a team like a Liverpool, a City, when they're on top, he wins multiple trophies, titles, everything. Like he's that good.
Yeah, I think Pep might lose his head a little bit with Bruno, but I do think, imagining like a world class team as well, putting him in there, I just think, he would, and that maybe he'll reflect on that by the end of his career. Maybe he'll look at it and think, do you know what? I maybe could have won more trophies, but he still won a couple with United. He still won League Cup, FA Cup.
I would like to see him lift a Champions League or a Premier League before he goes.
Absolutely, he deserves it.
I would like to see that as a captain. Like I would like to see that. I don't know how realistic that is.
No, I don't think it
is. It would be a dream and a wish of mine.
Yeah. Even a Europa League would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah. A last Premier League lifted in Old Trafford before we move. But how realistic that is.
Oh, I'm gonna get emotional. Imagine the last game at Old Trafford, the atmosphere in that.
Imagine how much a ticket is going to be for that one.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Mega expensive. But look. We'll leave it there because as it is the preview for the Sociedad game. We'd love to see as many of you when we do go live for that. Obviously, with the pre-match coverage and post-match analysis as always. I'm just gonna put the vlog video that we dropped. Is it this morning? It's been a long
10
day.
o'clock. Yeah, 10
yeah.
o'clock.
We posted it at 10 o'clock this morning. So I'm just gonna put it in the chat if anyone wants to check that out and let us know your thoughts on the video itself. It is quite literally right in the thick of it, like right in the middle of the mix. So it'd be good to get your opinions on it and let us know your thought on just the style of video in general, because we don't usually do vlogs. So if you want to check that out, let us know. Apart from that, check us out on socials, bottom right-hand corner on your screen on the tablet, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Follow if you can, if you have the time, and turn on the notification bell on YouTube so when we do go live, you don't miss it. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for your time as well, Sam. And we'll see you guys in the next